All right, guys, time to start. Let me just double check if the stream is working. Let me just double check if the connection is stable, if the screen recording is working, if the camera, the sound is working, and if the chat is working as well. And honestly, I was preparing for today's live stream in a rush. The thing is that the markets act in a very specific way after the crazy Monday's opening. So you can see that if we go through the trading instruments in my watch list, we can see a lot of green flags. And what these green flags signify? These flags signify that I am paying very close attention to these instruments, and on these instruments, there's a very high chance that some trade, some setup is going to form. And preparing for the today's session, I was really surprised that there are so many instruments, so many setups to pay close attention to today. So I truly believe that today's discussion will be interesting, will be exciting, because I prepared for you one more great example of the application of a gap trading strategy. I prepared for you the example of a pullback trading. I prepared for you some pattern trading. So I hope that you will enjoy today's discussion. As always, traders, just give me yes in a live chat. Say hello if everything is working nicely, if we don't have any connection problems, if you hear me, if you see me, if you hear my voice, if you see the chart. And just, yeah, let me know from where are you watching and listening. And remember that during our live streams, we always have a live chat, and in a live chat, we always have a dialogue. The members of a live chat ask questions. The members of live chat share the opinions, share the views on different currency pairs and different trading instruments, and that's kind of the interaction that we have. And always remember that we have a very simple rule during this live stream, so I will not finish the live stream before I answer all your questions. So it's your time. Feel free to join the discussion. Feel free to ask questions. And if something is not clear in my analysis, always ask, and I will be happy to help. Hello, Noah. Hello, Monu. Hello, Snap. Hello, Enslin. Hello, Rehman, Yaroslav, Digital Cleave here. Thank you for joining. Path of Purpose here. Ikram. Tahir, thank you for being here. Andrea's here. Nice to see you. Nice to see you guys. And thank you for waiting for this live stream. Before the live stream started, I received around 10 messages from the Telegram channel members, from my YouTube subscribers, that they are patiently waiting for the live stream and that they really want to participate in the live stream. So thank you for being here. So preparing for today's live stream, I was thinking to warm up discussing the pullback trade on CAD pair. We will just, I guess, 10 minutes, 15 minutes before the live stream started, I took a local short trade on CAD pair, the pullback trade, the classic pullback trade based on my multiple time frame analysis trading strategy. And I thought, and I still think, that is going to be a good idea to start our today's session with that trade. And just a quick disclaimer that if you're here the first time, remember that on these live sessions I show my way of trading Forex, my way of trading gold, Forex, indexes, other trading instruments. And in my trading, I apply the multiple time frame analysis strategy, the strategy that is purely technical, the strategy that is based on support and resistance levels, that is based on price action patterns, that is based on candlestick patterns. And during this live sessions, I show how I use my trading strategy, what exactly I am looking for entries, what constitutes a strong confirmation signal, strong entry signal for me. So be ready that you will learn a lot of different technicals. Hello, Wellington. Thank you for joining the live stream. Nice to see you. We watching from Thailand. Thank you for joining. So when I trade my trading strategy, when I trade multiple time frame analysis, as I said, I use the combination of multiple time frames for trading, and the highest time frame, the first time frame that I start the analysis with, is the daily. Daily time frame is important for understanding the current sentiment on the market and for the recognition of significant support and resistance levels. So first, let's examine CADCHF and let's try to understand what is happening with the market. I guess you see that the market is not trading. The market is now consolidating. We can see that the market is trading within a very wide horizontal range, and you can see that since August last year we are consolidating. We are trading within this wide horizontal range. Recently we got the test of the support of the range, and from that we saw a very nice pullback, a very nice bullish movement. And if we zoom in the chart, we can see that with the yesterday's bullish movement, with this strong movement up, the market stopped growing, reaching a significant daily horizontal resistance. Look, over here, we have a very peculiar horizontal structure resistance. The resistance that was respected multiple times already. First, it was the support. First, we saw some bullish reactions from that, and then after the breakout it turned into resistance from where many times sellers were selling. And surprisingly, yesterday, though the pair turned very bullish, we stopped growing once we reached that resistance. So it looks like we still see the willingness of the sellers to sell the market from that resistance. It looks like still that resistance can be potentially strong. And we can look for a pullback trade from that. We can look for the selling opportunity from that. So when the market started to approach that resistance, when we got the test of that resistance, I started looking for the entry signal. I started looking for a confirmation. As I mentioned many times in my YouTube videos and during the previous live streams, I never open the trade without the confirmation signal. So the test of a significant support or resistance level is not enough for me to make a decision to open the trade. I always look for some confirmation signal. And with my trading strategy, I rely on multiple time frame analysis for the recognition, for the identification of the confirmation signal. So after I spotted the test of the daily resistance, then I started to analyze a 4-hour time frame. And on the 4-hour time frame, I started looking for bearish clues, for the signs of strength of the sellers. I was looking for the indication that still for the sellers that resistance is important and that sellers started to sell from that resistance, pushing the prices lower. First clue to consider is that after the test of our orange resistance, we formed a very acute doji candle on that on a 4-hour time frame. Look how the pair was acting. You can see that we were growing rapidly. We got a very rapid and strong bullish movement. But once that resistance was reached, we formed a doji. And what that doji candle signifies here. The thing is that when you see a rapid bullish movement on the market, when you see a strong bullish rally, it happens because of the excess of demand on the market. It means that there are more buyers than the sellers on the market, and for that reason the price is rising. But what happens when the market forms the doji candle? It signifies that the excess of the demand was finally absorbed by the supply. It means that the supply and demand found the balance, the equilibrium, and for that reason this doji was formed. Yes, and why that doji is so important for us here? Because we made an assumption that sellers are going to sell from that resistance. And the fact that this bullish rally stopped once that resistance was reached kind of confirms that sellers are still placing their selling orders within that orange resistance. But to me, doji candle is still not enough to open the trade. I still look for the price action continuation as well. And here in the 4-hour time frame, we don't see any price action continuation. We just see 2 candles, nothing else. So if there's no price action continuation on a 4-hour time frame, then what we do, we check the lower time frame. We check the hourly time frame then. And let's examine what is happening on an hourly time frame. On an hourly time frame, we can see that here we got a bullish movement. Yes, here was our strong bullish movement, and here was the local high. Then the market retraced. We got a local pullback, a retracement, and then the price went up again. You can see that the market went up and set the equal high. You can see that we set 2 equal highs right here, and after that the market dropped one more time. That is a very perfect example of a tiny little double top pattern. Classic bearish price action pattern. And when we recognize this pattern, when we spot this pattern, the main element of the pattern that we should pay close attention to is, of course, the neckline of the pattern. Neckline of the pattern is a very important area, zone to watch, because from that we see the willingness of the buyers to buy. Look, after a pullback, we tested that neckline, and from that bullish movement continued. So it is a significant minor structure. The breakout of that, the violation of that, bearish breakout of that, is always a strong bearish signal. It indicates the strength of the sellers, and for us in that, for us here, it gives a very strong bearish continuation. The signal that is more than enough for us to confirm coming pullback, the retracement from the resistance that we spotted on a daily. So then what I was looking for a retest of a broken structure. I was looking for a retest of a broken neckline to sell, and I managed to get a very nice entry for the trade. In my signals group, I managed to send the signal from around 6314 level. So from a very nice price level with the stop loss lying above the tops. And where should be the target for the trade? Where should be the goal for this trade? When you day trade, one of the simplest strategies to use to identify the safe and realistic target is to try to find the closest strong hourly structure. And in our case, our closest strong hourly structure is right here, this zone. So the target can be just above that structure. So that is the trade that I opened just a couple of minutes, 10 minutes, I guess, before the live stream started. That is the idea of that trade, that on a daily we got the test of a strong resistance. On a daily we got a test of a significant daily horizontal resistance. From that resistance, a pullback was expected. Then on the 4-hour, we got the doji candle after the test of that orange structure, and then on an hourly time frame we got our final confirmation. Double top pattern and the neckline broke out. Short trade was opened on a retest. Stop loss is lying above the highs of the pattern. Take profit the closest strong hourly structure. Let me know, traders, if everything is clear about that trading setup. I think that it is kind of the straightforward explanation of classic pullback trading with multiple time frame analysis. If you have any questions concerning that, please ask. I will be happy to clarify. Also, for today's live stream, I was preparing one more gap trading setup and gap trading strategy. So if you are interested in learning how to trade the gaps, if you are interested in gap trading strategy, give me yes in the live chat and we will discuss one peculiar gap trading setup on European pair. So just give me yes in the live chat and I will check that for you. And now about your questions. Let's check Bitcoin, I guess. Let's check Bitcoin and let's discuss the current situation. So the thing is that the rhetoric of Trump and the recent words of Trump really affect all the financial markets and of course crypto as well. And because of that, since Saturday the market started to fall, and I guess you saw that the market retested this significant daily horizontal structure support that we have right here. So for now, those who start saying that bearish market started on crypto, I guess these people for now are wrong, because from the technical analysis perspective, we simply have the consolidation here. And for now, the market perfectly respects the lower boundary of that consolidation range on a daily. Though we got very bearish news, though we got very bearish fundamentals, the market perfectly respected that support, showing us that for now, at least, buyers are quite confident in Bitcoin and they are willing to buy the market from that support. And we can see that this rejection candle clearly indicates a very strong bullish pressure from that support. So from such a perspective, we can say that for now consolidation continues, and for now the market keeps trading in sideways. For those who are looking for some long-term outlook, I think that bullish breakout of the resistance of the range, of course, will push the market higher. Then it will open the potential for further bullish continuation to the new all-time highs, while of course the violation of the support of the range may trigger the extended correction, potentially to 80,000 level or even lower. And talking about the outlook for this week and for today, we can see that the market for now respected the resistance right here. Yes, I guess you saw that we got some strong daily resistance here. The resistance that for now looks respected. And let's check how the market reacts to that resistance. If we got some bearish patterns. Look how the market acted on an hourly time frame before it started to fall. Here on an hourly time frame, we got a very nice example of the head and shoulders pattern. Look, here's our pattern that the price formed, and the violation of the neckline of the pattern, the breakout of its horizontal neckline, triggered a very nice bearish continuation. So those who say that technicals do not work on crypto should admit the fact that here we have a very perfect technical analysis trading setup based on a test of a key daily significant resistance and a bearish price action pattern on an hourly time frame as the confirmation. So for now, I guess Bitcoin can easily continue falling, and I guess the goal for the sellers for now will be based on that level right here, the yesterday's daily candle close. To me, so far, it is the closest strong support. I guess it's going to be reached, and then everything will depend on the fundamentals. Everything will depend on the rhetoric of Trump, probably on the Fed, probably on some other US fundamentals. So from such a perspective, if you didn't manage to buy Bitcoin from that blue support, I think for now the best strategy is to wait, because definitely all the market participants are paying close attention to the actions of Trump. The market participants are waiting for more news, for more actions from him and his administration. So the best strategy for now to follow is to, of course, wait. We can now combine patience with the day trading, with scalping, but swing trading and investing to me looks quite risky. Now, simply because the change of rhetoric and very impressive and surprising actions made the markets react very strongly. So I want you to be very careful. Now let's discuss some gap trading. Let's examine European pair, and let's discuss how can one trade gaps. So again, no matter whether I trade gaps, supports and resistances, trend lines, or something else, I always rely on multiple time frame analysis. So I apply multiple time frame analysis for trading gaps as well. And here in European pair, we see a nice gap down. Here's our huge gap that the pair formed after the market opening on Monday. And very important thing to realize about that gap is that that gap is still not filled, while the majority of the gaps that appeared on major and minor forex pairs are already filled. This one is still not filled. And what do I mean by the gap being filled? Each gap has the gap opening level, and the gap is considered to be filled when the price returns back to the gap opening level. When it happens, we say that the gap is filled. And when you see the gap on Forex, on gold, on silver, on some other trading instrument, there's always a very high chance that the gap is going to be filled. There's a very high probability that the market is going to fill the gap. The problem is, however, that we never know when exactly the gap is going to be filled, because sometimes the gap is filled the next hour, but sometimes it takes many days for the market to fill the gap. For that reason, once you spot the gap, it is very important to look for some confirmation, to look for some signal before you start trading the gap. And here in European pair, I will show you what signal I am looking for here to confirm that the gap is going to be filled and to buy the market. So what is very peculiar about European pair is that even though we formed a huge gap down, the market perfectly respected significant support here. If we analyze the historic price action, we can spot a very strong structure support here that the market respected and where we are coiling at the moment. Then if we examine how the price acts after the test of that support, look what we have here on the 4-hour time frame. After the test of that support, the price formed a very nice example of a cup and handle pattern. Look, here's our cup and handle formation. And this is a very strong bullish pattern. Cup and handle pattern is a strong reversal bullish pattern. And that pattern can be used here as our confirmation, as the signal that the market is preparing to fill the gap. The signal that we will look for right here will be, of course, the breakout of the neckline of this pattern. Why? Again, because the neckline of the pattern right here is the zone, the area where selling orders are concentrating. That is the area from where we see a bearish pressure. That is the area from where sellers are selling at the moment. And the violation of that will signify the strength of the buyers, the weakness of the sellers, and the willingness of the buyers to push the prices higher. So we will wait for the breakout of the neckline of the pattern. 4-hour candle close above that will give us a strong bullish confirmation. 4-hour candle close above that will be our strong, will give us a strong signal to buy. Then we can buy aggressively, or on a retest. I prefer to buy on a retest, and we can then anticipate a movement up. And where will be our target level for such a trade? Because we are treating the gap, because we are treating this gap, and we are expecting that the gap is going to be filled, our target for the trade is going to be based on the gap opening level. That zone right here, that structure will be our target for the trade. So buying on the retest, take profit is right here, and stop loss lying below the lows of the pattern. That is how we treat gaps. After the formation of the gap, we monitor the price action and we look for confirmation signal. If we see the gap down, then we look for the bullish confirmation signal. We look for the sign of strength of the buyers, and when we spot such a signal, we buy. Yes, so let's see how your account acts today. Remember that though it is a very accurate trading strategy, it is not 100% accurate strategy, so make sure that you set stop loss. Make sure that you risk no more than 1% of your trading account per such a trade. And let's see, of course, once I see the valid breakout right here, once I open the trade, I will post the free signal in my free Telegram group. So if you are not a member, join now, and the link to that will be in the description to this live stream. So let me know, traders, if you have any questions. Snap says, but it can go straight to the gap without retest, right? Right. Yes, Snap, exactly. So there's no guarantee that the retest is going to happen. After the breakout of the neckline, the market can easily continue going up without a retest. And for us, it will signify that the trade is missed. The thing is that there are two options to deal with that. First is to not trade on a retest, trade aggressively. And second option is to just let the market go. If you follow that strategy, if you trade retests if you trade retests consistently, the thing is that over time, your profits will be much, much bigger than the profits with the trades taken aggressively without retest. So if you trade for a year with retests, profits will be, I guess, at least 60% bigger than trading without retests. So patience always gives bigger profits. So if you want to increase your gains, then definitely you should learn to be patient, learn to wait for retests, and let the market go when there's no retest. Yes, I hope it is clear. Then let me introduce if you have any questions. I see a question about AUDCAD here. Let's check and discuss what is up with AUDCAD. AUDCAD, let's open the daily time frame first, and let's try to examine what is happening with the pair at the moment. So AUDCAD, definitely bearish on the daily, and you can see that since September of last year we are very bearish. The market updated the low in January this year, and then a correctional movement started. The market started to correct. We reached that significant resistance, and after that we started to consolidate. Yes, that is what is happening with the pair at the moment. Yes, we started to consolidate within this range. Again, long-term bearish trend, new lower low, correctional movement, consolidation. At the moment, we see the breakout attempt of the support of that range. You can see that this daily candle is now trading below the support of the range. If we break that, if we close below that green support, I think that with the high probability, it will signify that the market is returning back to a global bearish trend. The breakout, the confirmed breakout of the support of the range right here will signify that the market is ready to go lower, that the market is ready to continue falling, that the market is returning back to a global bearish trend. So my recommendation for AUDCAD trading now is to wait for the today's daily candle close, and if this daily candle closes below that support, look for selling after a retest of a broken structure. It can give you a very nice shorting opportunity, and you can anticipate a bearish movement lower to the current lows. Now, then I see a question: does gaps happen? Do gaps happen regularly? You know, it always depends on the market sentiment in the global situation in the world. The thing is that gaps occur because of the uncertainty, and gaps occur because of the surprising news. And this news, the frequency of this news, let me say that better. I think that the more surprising and unexpected news we have, the more gaps form. And in the times of uncertainty, when the geopolitical economic situation is uncertain, chances of the formations of the gaps are always higher. And gaps are very dangerous because these gaps may make you blow your entire trading account. That is why, by the way, it is so important in the times of uncertainties to close your trades before the market closes on weekend. So, for example, if you see a nice short position on euro dollar and you open that trade on Friday and you want to hold that trade over the weekend, it will be much better to close that trade before the market closes on weekend and re-enter that after the market opening on Monday, because with the gap opening you may lose a lot of money. So be very careful. Yes, I hope you understand. And by the way, thank you for asking. Then I see a question about dollar CAD. Let's examine dollar CAD here and let's check. Snap says, "Are you rich?" That's a good question. You know, it really depends how you measure. I would answer it this way. So on dollar CAD here, the tariff talks and the rhetoric of Trump keeps pushing dollar CAD here higher and higher, and the Monday's gap on the dollar CAD pair was absolutely crazy, and the market almost reached 1.48 level. So the Canadian dollar keeps being weaker and weaker, and what we see is that at the moment the market is testing this significant daily horizontal structure support. We have a strong structure cluster right here where the market is now coiling, and I think because the trend is strongly bullish, because we are trading in a strong bullish trend, that zone can be a nice zone for us for potential buying. From that zone we can look for trend following buying, and I would suggest looking for a confirmation signal for buying dollar CAD from that zone. What can be such a confirmation? If we examine a 4-hour time frame, we can see a potential double bottom pattern here. We can see that the price tested our support, we got a pullback, we respected that minor resistance, and now we are falling again. So we can look for a very bullish pattern right here. We can look for cup and handle pattern here. We can look for double bottom, head and shoulders. We can look for some bullish price action pattern right here for buying dollar CAD pair. If we violate the neckline, then if we close above that on a 4-hour, we can easily anticipate a bullish movement to the current high. So buying on a retest of a broken neckline, take profit will be based on the current high, stop loss below that yellow support. That can be your nice trend following trade. So watch carefully this setup. For now, the pattern is not formed. For now, we have a potential bullish pattern. So the price action right here within that zone will be very important. Again, if the price forms some bullish pattern, I will definitely share the update on my free Telegram channel. So far, just be patient and monitor the situation within that range. Yes, I guess here we can catch a very nice trend following buying opportunity. Now, what will be the next one? Let me know which instrument should we analyze next. I see a question about Aussie dollar. Let's check Aussie dollar quickly and discuss. And I guess we also got a question about euro dollar. Yeah. Euro dollar we will also check. Don't worry, euro dollar is in my list for today's discussion, so we will definitely examine that together. So with the Aussie dollar pair, the recent fundamentals made the market update the lower low. We violated our previous low, confirming the strength of the long-term bearish trend on the pair. Yes, the Monday's bearish movement clearly indicates how strong is the bearish trend now. And from such a perspective, it looks like it is still reasonable to look for trend following selling on the pair. It's still reasonable to look for shorting. And here are two significant resistances for you to watch. We have this strong resistance based on the current lower high, and we have one more strong resistance right here based on the recent price action. These two resistances are the significant zones from where we can look for trend following selling. So far, the plan is to wait for the test of one of the zones, wait for the test of one of these two orange areas, and once one of those orange areas is reached, wait for confirmation signal, wait for bearish confirmation on lower time frames to sell, anticipating a further bearish continuation. That is so far the plan. If previously on the previous live stream we discussed that Aussie dollar pair is reversing, that the market started to form bullish patterns, and we noticed the change of the market sentiment, the recent fundamentals completely invalidated the technical analysis that we discussed previously. That is why I see that making the long-term predictions now is very complicated, because the best and the most accurate technical analysis setup can be easily violated with the surprising fundamental news and events. And unfortunately, so far with the election of Trump, we have so many news, we have so much data that makes the markets completely crazy. So let me say that again, be very careful and control your risks. Yes, it is very hard to trade now. It is very hard to identify accurate setups now. So patience will be your main friend, the ally during these times. Yeah, what will be the next one? Euro dollar. Let's discuss euro dollar. So I made a decision to sell euro dollar today. I'm still not sure whether that decision was right, because so far the market is very far from my take profit level, but still let me try to explain to you what was the logic behind the short trade that I opened on euro dollar. The thing is that here in euro dollar I spotted a very significant resistance cluster. I spotted a very strong structure. Yes, the one that the market respected many times in the past. Just examining how important that orange zone is. It was a strong support. From that we saw strong bullish movements. After the breakout it turned into resistance and was respected twice. Then again, after the breakout it turned into support. From that we saw a bullish movement. So over time we clearly see the strengths of that zone. And when I analyzed the charts this morning, I spotted the test of that zone. I spotted that euro dollar is approaching that zone. So of course I started looking for some pullback trade, for some short trade from that zone. And here's what I spotted on lower time frames. Analyzing a 4-hour time frame, I spotted that after the test of our orange resistance, the price started to form bearish candles. If initially we got quite a strong bullish movement here, we formed 3 strong bullish candles. Once that orange resistance was tested, 2 very nice bearish candles were formed. And then the final confirmation that I spotted was on an hourly time frame. On an hourly time frame, what I spotted was the inverted cup and handle pattern. Here is the cup and here is the handle. That was the pattern that I spotted, and the violation of its neckline, the breakout of that, was a strong bearish signal for me. That was a strong bearish confirmation, and then what I did, I opened a short trade on a retest of a broken neckline, set stop loss above the highs, and the goal for the trade is the closest strong structure. Analyzing a 4-hour time frame, the closest strong support that I spotted was right here. So the target for the trade is above that. So that is the active trade on euro dollar that I'm holding. At the moment, you can see that now the price is way above the broken neckline of this inverted cup and handle pattern. So from such a perspective, I think opening short position is very risky because we are very close to the highs of the cup already. So let's see how it's going to go. Looks quite scary to me at the moment, but I will keep holding. I will keep holding till the stop loss or the take profit is reached. Now, traders, give me yes in the live chat, and I will analyze gold for you. Yes, just give me yes, and we will execute the multiple time frame analysis for gold together. And I see a question about pound yen. Let's analyze pound yen and discuss the current situation on pound yen. By the way, previously I was sharing on my free Telegram channel the gap trade for pound yen. Yes, here was a very nice gap, and that gap was filled after the market formed a very bullish pattern. Yes, here was the moment when the market finally formed a bullish pattern, double bottom formed, neckline was broken, and then the market filled the gap. So what is happening with the pair at the moment? We are now testing a significant daily resistance. Yes, on the pound yen pair, we have a very strong historic key level right here. Just look how significant that key level is. And at the moment, we see the test of that. And if we open a 4-hour time frame, if I remember correctly, that resistance also matches with some trend line. Let's try to draw it from here. Yeah, so look. At the moment on pound yen, we have the test of a falling trend line and a horizontal resistance. It gives us a very nice contracting supply zone here. This zone where with a high probability the selling orders are accumulating. So from that zone we can look for selling. From that zone we can look for a pullback trade. And we should look for some confirmation here. So far there's no confirmation, and you should pay attention to the intraday price action within that blue zone. And the formation of a bearish price action pattern will give you a nice selling opportunity. So your task for today, your task for building a solid trading plan for a pound yen pair for today is to monitor the reaction of the price to that contracting supply zone. It is a very important zone. It can give you a very profitable short trade. The only thing that you will need here is the valid confirmation signal. Strong bearish price action pattern will give you an accurate signal to sell, anticipating a bearish movement. And then you can easily anticipate a pullback at least to that support. Also, by the way, remember that with the current fundamental climate, the market may easily violate that yellow resistance. If so, if a daily candle closes above that, I guess then pound yen can continue going higher. That is one more potential scenario. Yeah, now let's check gold. Let's analyze gold and let's discuss the current situation. Let me open the naked chart for you. Yeah, and let's discuss it. So, as I mentioned many times, even before the market violated the current all-time high, even when the market was trading somewhere here, I repeated many times that I don't trust the words of Trump, and I was very sure that the market was going to violate the current all-time high and continue growing. And it really happened. And moreover, the support and resistance analysis that I shared recently for gold worked perfectly. And after the breakout of that significant daily resistance, this structure turned into support. It was nicely respected, and from that the market continued growing. And if we execute the structure analysis now, we can spot that so far gold continues trading within this rising parallel channel. We have a very nice rising parallel channel where the market is trading since the end of last year, since the end of December. And so far, the support of the channel, this rising trend line, is a very strong vertical support. Strong vertical support from where we saw strong bullish movements. And the resistance, the rising trend line of the channel, the upper boundary of that is a very strong vertical structure. The one from where just recently we saw a strong bearish movement. Watching how gold is acting at the moment, I think, and watching, by the way, the test of that trend line, yes, look, we have the test of that trend line, and after the test of that trend line, on a 4-hour time frame, we can see a very nice example of the inverted cup and handle pattern. Yes, that is our pattern here. And the neckline of this cup and handle pattern also matches with this structure. The structure that is the previous local all-time high. You can see how nicely the market respects that at the moment, and I do believe that the violation of that, the 4-hour candle close below that, can trigger the correction, a bearish movement, to the support of our channel. The support of our channel that we spotted on a daily. So let me repeat that again. On a daily time frame, we have this rising parallel channel. The market just tested the resistance of the channel, and analyzing how the market reacted to the resistance of the channel in the past, we may assume that from that the market is going to correct to the support of the channel. Analyzing the reaction of the price to that on a 4-hour time frame, we see the inverted cup and handle pattern, a very bearish pattern on that. And as we know, the signal, a strong bearish signal, is the violation of its neckline. So watch how the 4-hour candle closes. If the 4-hour candle closes below that, then with a high probability the correctional movement is going to follow. Now let's also discuss the alternative bullish scenario, because it also may happen. If you're bullish, if you're looking for a bullish continuation from a current perspective, and if you believe that that support is going to be respected, and if you believe that from that support the market will continue rising, I suggest monitoring the reaction to that intraday resistance. We have a strong intraday resistance here, and from such a perspective, this resistance and this support give us a nice horizontal range, horizontal sideways range where gold is stuck at the moment. And the violation of that resistance, the breakout of that horizontal resistance and a candle close above that, will give a strong bullish signal. Strong bullish signal that will push the prices to the new all-time high. And then just monitor that trend line, because the next all-time high on gold most likely will be based on that trend line, because it is so far our closest strong resistance. So these are the scenarios. Of course, my technicals are quite bearish at the moment, and I do believe that with the high probability the correction is going to start soon. Yes, so just monitor this inverted cup and handle pattern. It will give you a strong bearish confirmation. Let me know, curious, by the way, what are your expectations from gold? Do you agree with me that the correctional movement is coming here? What are your thoughts about that? Then, what is going to be next? I saw a question about oil, I think. Theme Forge says, listen to your audience. Yes, brother, I listen, but I also have a plan that I prepare for the stream. I prepare the setups, I prepare the instruments that we are going to discuss on the live stream, and I am always trying to complete the list first and then go through the instruments that the audience wants. Yes, so this is the plan that I stick to. Let's check WTI crude oil. Let's check that and discuss. The thing is that WTI crude oil continues consolidating. If we check how the price acts on a daily for the last 2 weeks, we can spot that we are now stuck within this range. Yes, we have strong white resistance here and strong white support. We see the test of the support at the moment, and from this support we can look for a bullish movement. We can look for a bullish confirmation signal. So those who want to buy oil, those who are looking for a bullish confirmation on oil, concentrate your attention on the price action on an hourly time frame. You can see that right here we have quite a strong intraday resistance, and based on that intraday resistance we may form some bullish pattern. You can see that we may easily form the head and shoulders pattern, for example. So the signal, the bullish signal here will be the breakout of that yellow resistance. If we go up, if we close above that yellow resistance on an hourly time frame, that can give us a strong bullish confirmation. The signal that will push the prices higher, at least to that resistance. Yes, or probably even higher. Let me just double check a 4-hour time frame. Yes, I guess even higher. We can easily anticipate a bullish movement at least to that intraday resistance. So your plan will look like that. You will buy and retest, take profit below that resistance, stop loss below the lows. Yes, that can be a very nice trade. If you are learning SMC trading, that can also be a nice example of the liquidity grab and the bearish trap. So a bullish movement and the violation of that yellow resistance here will confirm that right here we have the liquidity grab, and after that usually the market starts giving up quite rapidly. So that is the plan for WTI crude oil for now. Let me know if it is clear. By the way, discussing a bearish scenario for WTI crude oil, be very careful, because even if we break and close below that orange support, just a little bit lower, we have another one. Yes, right here we have a very strong support cluster that can be respected, and below that right here. We have one more strong support. Then we have a strong support here. So we have a lot of significant supports on WTI crude oil. So it will be quite complicated to predict long-term bearish continuation on crude oil, taking into consideration how many supports we have right here. And I'm kindly asking to not spam in a live chat because the chat starts moving very quickly and I may miss the questions of other members. So please respect other members and do not spam in the live chat. Then, what will be the next instrument that we are going to analyze? Swiss yen. Let's check Swiss yen. And Florian asks to analyze Swiss yen and CBM as well. So let's see what is up with Swiss yen pair. Let's open a daily time frame and let's try to understand what is currently going on here. So with the Monday's gap down, the market reached this significant support cluster. Yes, that is our demand zone that was reached and from where we see a strong bullish momentum at the moment. Also, what do we see right here? We have strong falling trend line. Yes, and we have a strong horizontal structure here. Yes, this one. So it looks like the trend line, the falling trend line, and this horizontal structure compose a nice contracting supply zone right here. We have a very significant resistance that is based on a daily falling trend line and the horizontal structure. And I think from that zone, we can look for selling. From such a perspective, it looks like the market will continue rising. It looks like the price will go up and reach that blue resistance. And then we will monitor the reaction of the price to that blue resistance. We will look for a bearish signal. We will look for a bearish price action pattern on lower time frames. Yes, so we will look for the test of that. Some double top pattern, neckline broke out. That will be our signal to sell. Yes, selling on a retest, stop loss above the highs, and the target being the current low. That can be our nice local trend following short. So far, be patient, let the price test that blue zone, and then anticipate and then look for some bearish pattern. Yes, and that will be your signal to sell. Let me know, curious, what else to analyze for you. Let me know if you have any questions so far, if everything is clear. And also let's check US 100 index. Yes, I saw a question about US 100. So let's discuss what is currently going on here. And I guess you see that technically speaking, since the beginning of December, the market is now ranging. We are now ranging within this quite wide horizontal range. And from such a perspective, we clearly see that the market participants do not understand what the hell is going on. We see that the impulsive bearish and bullish movements from the boundaries of the range clearly indicate that for now it is not clear for the market participants what to expect next. Yes, the bullish trend, the long-term bullish trend that we got on the index is for now over. Yes, and now it is the consolidation stage. How much time the market is going to stay within that horizontal consolidation range, we don't know. It is still not clear what will be the real repercussions of the Trump administration actions. So for now, I think that the market is going to continue staying within that range. And for you, that range may provide the range trading opportunities. You can focus on the support of the range for buying and on the resistance of the range for selling. So far, these are two safest and strongest zones to look at, and the resistance of the range is a very nice zone for selling, and the support of the range is a very nice zone for buying. Yeah. And do not forget to monitor the economic calendar, traders. You know, quite often after some strong volatile movement, members of my Telegram channel, Cheating You followers, the YouTube followers, ask me why the certain movement occurred. And most of the time, the volatile, strong movements occur after the release of some high-impact fundamentals. That is why it is so important to pay close attention to the economic calendar. That is why it is so important to pay attention to high-impact news releases. So each and every time when you trade, when you execute the market analysis, take into consideration the high-impact news releases. You can easily find them in the economic calendar, and this news can provide significant triggers for the breakouts, for the impulsive movements. So never neglect them. For example, today we are expecting the US jobs opening data. Very important news event. And it can dramatically affect the indexes, the Forex peers. So never forget to check it. Then let me check US 30 index quickly for you. I see a question from Noah about that. And yeah, so basically the situation is very similar. Yes, we have strong resistance here that was respected, the resistance based on the current all-time high, and we have a strong support here as well. And now the market is trading within this range. The only difference is that within that range, we also have one more resistance. We have minor daily resistance here as well. And if we analyze the reaction of the market to that, we can see that after the test of that resistance, yes, we got a very nice change of character right here. The market violated that minor support, giving us a strong bearish continuation, and then the market dropped lower. From such a perspective, what can we expect? The market nicely respected that intraday support here, so probably because we have the consolidation here, we have the test of the support of the range. I think that the index is going to continue rising. You know, usually when we spot the consolidation range, yes, when we see the test of the resistance of the range, we can make quite an accurate prediction that the market will continue falling all the way down to the support of the range. And once the support of the range is tested, we can make quite an accurate prediction that the market will go up and reach the resistance of the range. So we got the test of the support of the range here. So most likely we're going to reach the resistance of the range now. So my personal bias here is bullish, and I think the today's US fundamentals, the jobs data, can be a potential trigger for the bullish movement. So I hope that you enjoyed today's discussion, traders. We discussed the gap trading strategy. We discussed pullback trading. We analyzed, as always, a lot of peers, and I hope that you learned something new. Be very careful trading the financial markets during these times of a high volatility. Remember to control your risks. And remember that I'm doing my best to provide free signals and analysis on my free Telegram channel and on TradingView, so not to miss that. Subscribe. You will find the links in the description to this live stream. I also provide free educational materials for beginners on my website, VasilyTrader.com. You can find a lot of free educational articles about gold trading, swing trading, different trading strategies, risk management, all free. Visit my website and check it. If you're interested in my premium stuff, I have the VIP signals group where I share daily VIP signals with entry, stop loss, and target. I have the Trading Academy where I do this live streams on daily basis, where I do live market analysis, Q&As, and live trading. I also have 2 books, SMC book and multiple time frame analysis book. So if you want to learn these trading strategies, check these books. You will definitely enjoy them. You can find more info on my website, VasilyTrader.com. Don't forget to subscribe to the social networks. I have Instagram, Facebook page, Twitter. Yes, and have a nice day, traders. Thank you for joining. The recording will be provided in a couple of minutes. Also, I will provide the time codes, so it would be easier for you to watch the recording. And thank you for joining, and thank you for your participation.